So one of my biggest problems with Davinci Resolve is just how fucking clunky it can be. I mean, I started working with a new program last summer called Timebolt, and it's phenomenal. It's really sped my whole life up. But the problem is it doesn't work as a plugin within Davinci Resolve. You got to use the external editor. And although it's fine, it's still very clunky in the fact that if you're using multiple cameras, there's extra steps involved, and you got to pull stuff in, you got to push stuff out, and it's not all just there. I mean, like, the thing is, Timebolt seems like such a stupidly simple thing for them to implement into Resolve, and the fact that they haven't just blows my fucking mind. You know, so if I want to do this, I got to go to whatever project I'm working on and drop in all my video and get that all time aligned first before I can do anything in Timebolt. So I'm going to take, here's my main camera here. And it's got my 4 audio tracks. I've got 2 monologue tracks and then 2 guitar tracks. This really helps. This has sped up my workflow massively. So thanks to Sony for coming up with something really cool there. And I've just got this is my beat camera here, and I'm just going to auto align everything here. Auto align clips. Okay, this works great. This saves a lot of time, but I still have to do this before I can even think about putting anything in a Timebolt. And then I'm going to just add one more track here. And I'm going to throw in the amp knob. And that's just an audio track. Just want to make sure everything's synced up here. This will just take a second to load up. More time spent. Yeah, you can see guitar track here, guitar track there. That's how that works. And can I get this? Let's do this. Let's see if I can align clips now. See if that'll work. See if it'll just recognize the guitar tracks or not. Nope. Fuck you. Okay, so great. We got to do that by hand. Okay, not the end of the universe. Shit. Okay, don't you love it when that happens? Okay, I'll try that one more time. And again, it doesn't got to be perfect here. It's just all I'm doing is I'm using the on-camera audio, actually channel 3 and 4. That's my guitar track. But I just want the camera audio, or I want the screen capture that I've got going on with the Bogart amp knob, which is this right here. I want to make sure that audio is synced. Yep, close enough. Okay, that's going to be absolutely fine there. So we can save that. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is the big pain in the ass. This is why I fucking hate having to go outside of Resolve, because ideally, once you get everything synced up here, you should just be able to take an audio strip silence to this and have it go through and cut out all the boring shit. This is not a big ask, guys. I mean, like, that should be gone, and the rest of the cuts should just be made at the little stops and gaps and all that kind of stuff. And I shouldn't have to go through this manually by hand to do any of this crap. This should all, like this big gap here, this big gap here, this big gap here. Those should just be gone completely. Again, gap, gap, gap. Like, what the fuck? The fact that I've got to do this in Resolve manually in 2023 is beyond explanation. So this is the thing. I went to the Profusion Expo to talk to the guys from Davinci Resolve about this. And, I mentioned this. Hey, we need Timebolt functionality. We need to be able to have something come in, strip out the silence, and just speed up the fucking workflow. And the guy just kind of would not go on camera with me to discuss it, but he just basically gave me, well, we've got the boring button. It's like, that's not what I need, okay? The boring button does a different function. I need something to strip out the fucking silence parts so I don't have to sit there and do it by hand. Is that so hard to fucking compute? Get your shit together, Davinci. Seriously. So now that I've got all this stuff lined up, now I actually have to this is where Timebolt kind of breaks down, because I have to take down all the start times for everything here. Capture would be 0 seconds, okay? Cap 0.00. Let's see here. Let's see if there's... Will that actually start on the same frame? Wow, I tried to time that. It's the first time I've ever tried getting my cameras to sync up and hit the record button at the same time. They actually started right on the same frame. Okay, so that's 2 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds, and then our main camera is 176. So now I've got this set up. This is just the main shot. In the time it took me to write all that crap down, Timebolt would have went through and already got rid of the spaces. Let me put it this way. And this is, like I said, this is the giant pain in the ass part of things, because we've got to go to the Timebolt multicam helper. and do this by hand. So every time I do this, I've got to reset my frame rate, which is 23.976, because Sony won't do 24 frames a second for some fucking stupid reason. That's another giant pain in the ass. Sony, I love your cameras, but please unfuck this. That would be wonderful. So our reference clip is going to be the FX3, and that's at 2 seconds, no frames. And the extra one as well, 2 seconds, no frames, because it's a dead-on match, which is really weird. And that's the A7, and then the screen cap is this, which starts at 0. Okay, but our reference clip is going to be the FX3. We calculate the shifts, and shift A7 by 2, 3, shift screen cap by 2 seconds forward. Okay, we're going to need that in a minute here, because now we get to load up Timebolt. See, again, if this was integrated, I'd be fucking on to the next section already. Instead, I'm dicking around with this stuff. The other thing is Timebolt has a nasty habit of doing automatic updates. Even if you tell it you don't want it to update, it'll still update, and then it usually winds up breaking some features. That's driven me up the fucking wall over the last year. All right, so now we've got all that. Finally, we can go into our movies. Yeah, look at that. Do you want to quit now and I'll see update? Fuck no! Try to fucking work here. If I want to update, I'll fucking do that. Don't kick me out of what I'm doing to see your fucking nag screen. No, stop it. So the FX3 was 176, and that's got all the audio tracks on there. So we're going to drop this in a Timebolt. And this is one cool thing because we're doing all 4 audio tracks. It'll read all 4 audio tracks all at the same time. This is really cool. And just give it a second here to load in. I've already got it set for a threshold where to take the silence out. This is great. Expand the screen here. Yeah, you can see what we're keeping, what we're not keeping. And this is going to give us like an XML file when we're done, once I've taken out all the bits. So I like working with audio track 0 and 2 because 0 is my main monologue and 2 is one of the guitar tracks. Again, we get to see where the playing is and all that, and I can judge which takes are the best. And I just rip through this like there's no tomorrow. And go through this at like basically double speed. And this is where Timebolt really, really shows its advantage. Okay, this took me a couple seconds to get going here. We're going to put this at two times playback speed, and I'm just going to work. Let me show you how I do this. This guitar amp plugin is evil! That's right. If you use this plugin, you're going to go straight to hell. I mean, look what it did to this poor innocent mix. Now wow, play the mix there. Wow, who would have thought that going to hell? Hell, it sounds so good. Damn, you know what? I've been playing with this thing for the last few days here, trying it out just on solo guitars and in mixes and whatnot. And yeah, I'm pretty freaking blown away. This, of course, is the new amp knob series. This is the BDH series from Boger Digital. You guys have heard me rant and rave about the original amp knob, which was like the rectifier code. Well, they did the same thing to 3 different variations on the venerable 5150 amp. And we've got the 666 model here. I want to get rid of the and right there. And so we'll just hit just hit space or hit the S key. Take that out. Variations on the venerable 5150 amp. We've got the 666 model here because that's twice as fun as 333. That's for sure. And what else do we see that? And it just the little spots there, the little pauses, they're just gone. Great, that's for sure. Well, the other models here are the BDH. This is like the block letter 5150 clone, and then the modern, which would be the BDH3, like the 5153. Spoiler, it really does come a lot. Spoiler, a lot of it really does come. Yeah, this took me a second to figure out what the hell I was going to say. I remember that part. Now, spoiler alert, a lot of the variations in total. Now, spoiler alert. Yeah, that took me a few takes to get that line right. Kind of a running theme on this. Yeah, that's like, editing's a thing on this show. That's now, for sure. Spoiler alert, a lot of what these guitar amps sound like all comes down to the impulse response, the digital capture of the speaker. It's kind of a running theme on this show. It's like, hey, the more and more I dive into this, it's more and more all about the speaker. I'm going to show you what that's all about in a couple minutes, but I thought I'd give you a rundown of what we got right here. Now, this is the 6606 model, and this really has the Christians upset because of the goat head logo. Oh, no! Not that! Yeah, the power of Christ! Now, this one really has the Christians upset because... Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Now, this is the 6606 model, and this really has the Christians upset. Okay. Yeah, pick that up. Now, this one really has the Christians upset because of the goat head logo and the 666 and the upside down cross. Oh, no! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! There we go. It's okay, guys. Seriously. A second here. Oh, no! Not that! Yeah, the power of Christ! Now, this one really has the Christians upset because of the goat head. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll just say that. We don't need to repeat. Bam, bam, just a decision like that. Now, this one really has the Christians upset because of the goat head logo and the 666 and the upside down cross. Oh, no! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! It's okay, guys, seriously. This is about as dangerous as the Easter Bunny. It's not going to hurt anyone. It's a cartoon. That's it. But it does sound pretty fucking wicked, I'll be honest with you. Oh, yeah, I fucked up here. So we're going to go through the guitar takes a little bit, and that looks like... Trick is when you're editing, always, guitar playthroughs and whatnot, always go to the end of the part where the guitar is playing. That's usually where you got it right. Okay, yeah, right here, maybe. Hold on. I gotta play this at normal speed. Ah, fuck. I think I got that right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, the song's Hellhole. No, I fucked that up. I did fuck that up. I really fucked it up badly. I'm playing this for a while, aren't I? Yeah, I think this is where I finally nailed it. Oh yeah. I had to do a little mental break there. Yeah, so all these takes I blew. So yeah, this now I remember this. It took me a couple seconds to remember how to play the damn thing. So I'm going through here. I'm just taking out all the stuff, all the bad takes, and I think that might be the good take there. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, that looks like the end of the playing there. Let's take a look. What do we got? I think we got it now. Okay, fucked up one spot there, but you get the point. It's better in a hellhole. All right. Okay, got that finally. Seriously, that one's an awful lot of fun. And this is the great thing I love about the Borg and Amp Knob series is because they're designed to just work. You plug them in, you turn the fucking knob. Like seriously, guitar players, I know you love to fuck up the most basic thing and do really stupid shit, like pay $6,000 for an overdrive pedal. And then drive the market up on the bad monkey because somebody shut out and goes, oh, well, hey, no, there's not big of a difference. Yes, that's because you should be concerned about speakers. Anyway, so turn the fucking knob, get some distortion, turn it on, play. Oh, hang on. This is a 666 model. Let's make sure I've got the right notes playing. Yeah, is that evil enough? Awesome, great, glad you liked it too. All right, seriously, that's it. There's like a little pedal control, so if you want to put an overdrive in front of it or a virtual overdrive, you can do that. Like you would any normal 5150 in the studio. The great thing is they've got a mix ready cab sim on it, so you can just run into a mix and it's going to sound great. But a lot of guys were asking for some tweakability with the original amp knob, so they've given you the ability to turn it off. And I'm going to show you guys what that's all about in just a minute. I'm going to turn this one off though, because I'm going to come back to this in a sec. So that's the 666. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this edit and then I'm going to pull it up and show you how we get this back in a Resolve because it's, again, a bit of a tedious pain in the ass, that's for sure. This is the part about Timebolt I can't stand. Even though it managed to help me get through that edit in like next to no time. I think it took 10 minutes to do that. This is where it gets to be a giant fucking pain in the ass. So we export an XML file and that's going to tell us, okay, that's going right where I want and that's an XML file to load up that's going to be a timeline to pull up and resolve, but this is where it gets interesting. So we're going to save timeline cuts to disk. That's a JSON file, and then we get to load up camera 2. There we go. It's the FX3. So this has got to be 1141. That's probably the close up on the guitar. At least we don't have to offset this one on the screen cap. We're going to have to though. So yeah, it's generating a preview right now. So we get to wait. But again, if all this stuff was just in Resolve, I could have had this done already. But no, we're waiting. And waiting. Finally. Okay, so you see it's got different cuts here, right? And that might not be exactly what we want. So what we do is we're going to apply timeline cuts. We don't need a shift because this was a dead-on match. And we're going to pull the JSON file. There we go. There's the cuts we're keeping. All the edits that we made are dropped right on here. And we drop that into an XML file. And then finally, we load up one more, and that's the screen cap. And that was this one. Wait for that to load. There's got to be a better way. All right. And what we want to do here is, yeah, there was a 2-second gap this time. Okay, so I think we did a copy on there. Yep, 2 seconds. Select JSON and apply file. And one more time. And we wrote that we should have the guitars coming in here at some point. Yep. Oh, yeah, there's some of the bad takes, and then there's the good takes. Yeah, of course, we're still at, yeah, here we go. Yeah, cool. All right, everything's there. Cool, 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 cool. Everything's right where I want it. Great, perfect. Let's export that. So now we've got to load up 3 XML files into Resolve. Because we want to get all these done. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to import a timeline. We're going to load this up, and hopefully, yeah, we're going to have to find the folder again. Fuck's sakes. Video production, Bogren camera, and what was it? It was 176 was the XML file. That's cool. Apply that, open. Here we go. And for some reason, Timebolt really likes to fuck with this. We've got all these extra files here, which we don't need in the audio section. We're just going to get rid of those. This is cool, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to take channel 2 here, and we're going to go into clip attributes. This is kind of neat how this works, actually. I do like this. We go to clip attributes. We're going to set that to stereo and embedded channel 3 and 4. There's our guitars right there. Of course, that's mono track, so we got to change that to stereo. But that's what winds up in the video. Cool. And, so what we do next is, well, we save just to be on the safe side. Didn't go through all that just to fuck it up. So we're going to do that. V3. Cool. Then we're going to add another timeline, import. And the other big one was 141. So we're going to grab that. This is going to be our B camera. Open this. That drops into a new timeline. Hooray. So we grab this. We're going to copy it. Bring up the other timeline. Add a track and move that up. And we're just drop them. All we got to do now is just drop the other video file in place. Boom, we got multicam. So if I want to, change cuts there where that guitar starts playing, I'm good. Go right here, blah, blah, blah. Tune. That's it. But it does sound pretty fucking wicked, I'll be honest. Yeah. And then, it's just back to the other camera. And that's it. Like, this works great once you get it in place. It's just, what a fucking pain in the ass. And one more time. So we're going to add one more track. Move up. And move track up. Import timeline for that third one with the screen cap. Grab that, and that's a Bogren amp knob. XML. Here we go. There we go. Same idea. It's got all the cuts and everything. And again, this is just for, we don't need to worry about, audio sync perfect on this one. Okay, great. Now this isn't coming up. Great. Okay, timeline 1. Bogren amp knob. There we go. Look at this, Davinci. Look at this. I'm trying to change timelines, and I'm not getting anything. So let's close that out. There we go. That's weird. Okay, that's another bug to fix, Davinci. What the fuck is that shit? Seriously, guys. Come on. Shit's starting to look like Adobe. Anyway, so we've got our screen cap up here now, too, as well. So if I want to just go to that, I can. Pretty fucking wicked, I'll be honest. Of course, when I'm doing guitars, we always get, the overhead mic picking stuff up. So the idea is to actually manually edit that out. I've tried gating it and, using side chains and whatnot. It never quite works. It sometimes will work, but not really that well. We need an intelligent side chain, I think, for this as well. That'll work. The side chaining Resolves are actually pretty good. Okay, fucked up one spot there, but you get the point. It's better in a hellhole. Hellhole. Yeah, that's my experience in fucking trying to edit with Timebolt and Resolve at the same time. Anyway, once we got all these imported, we save. Great. Fine. Perfect. Now we got to do it all again because I needed a secondary shot, and this gets even weirder. I'm just going to keep shit rolling here so you can see exactly what I mean. And I don't know how the hell I'm going to edit this in Timebolt, this particular video in Timebolt, because I've got audio going to my screen cap, and then I've got audio on this camera. but it's not like a line out or anything like that. So it's going to be kind of shit. So I got to figure out how to get decent audio to that camera now. Again, if I could just drop this in Resolve, this wouldn't be a fucking problem. If Resolve had anything resembling Timebolt functionality, this would not be an issue. Hey, Davinci crew, we need this. Here's the thing. I get it. A lot of people like to buy expensive cameras and fuck around with LUTs, but for those of us who are actually trying to use Resolve to do our fucking jobs and make a living, this would really speed shit up if you could implement something like that. Can't say it any more plainly than that. We need this in your fucking program. Stop dicking around and get on it and put it into action. We need this. Here's an idea. Why don't you guys take those millions and millions and millions of dollars you're making and just buy Timebolt? That would be a cool idea. Now, here's my other big problem with Resolve. Now, I do viewers' comments every week, and I've got to speed the questions up. And honestly, this should be a no-brainer to do. This should just be select audio, speed them up, and I am done. But no, Resolve doesn't make things that fucking easy. Not when it comes to ramping up audio. You can do this fine with video, no problem. You can select multiple clips and get it to retime, but you can't do that here. I already have this kind of figured out. I already went through a Timebolt edit on this, so I know where the questions are supposed to be. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. I think I had 4 questions here. Is this it? Yeah.
But the 6606's name.
Yeah, I actually do that on some comments and questions. I do hold my nose. So what I'm going to do is I got to separate these out so I know where it is. And I'm going to try retiming this. Now, Resolve did add a speed change up here, which is great because it's easy to get to. I don't have to fucking sit there and right click and do that. It doesn't seem like a big thing to do until you do 400 episodes of viewers' comments and you realize just how much time you're spending fucking around trying to get the audio to speed up. So we're going to set this to ripple timeline with no pitch correction. We're going to set this to like 135 just to speed shit up. And boom, great.
Music with a satanic.
Yep, okay, so that's it. There's a comment, there's a dynamic zoom, and...
I'm good. I'm not cursing my music with a satanic plugin.
Okay, yeah, and that's that. So great, wonderful. Now, I want to copy those attributes and I want to paste those. This is the part that fucking drives me up the wall. I want to paste the audio attributes. It says retime effects, but ripple sequence is fucking grayed out. Okay, so we'll do that, but I won't ripple the sequence. Here's the weird part. If I undo that and do this again and paste attributes, it'll allow me to ripple the sequence this time. Like that. But the cool thing is, at least now I can do this to multiple clips. Paste attributes. And ripple sequence, volume, equalizer, plugins, retime effects, apply. Bam. But the problem is one last thing. It's still that pitch correction there by default. Symbolism. Cringe at... I want the sped up sound. So I've got to sit here, click on this, move over here, click on this, move over here, click on this, move over here. Now, this might not seem that big a deal, but when you're doing an episode where you're doing 20 of these clips that need to be sped up, that's a lot, especially if you've got mistakes that you need to edit out, because that suddenly becomes far more many clips that you just back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Why the fuck can we not have pitch correction disabled there if we so choose? If there's a way around this, if I'm missing something, hey, please leave a comment below and let me know, because I've racked my brains on this for I don't know how fucking long. And I have not been able to figure out how to get that to work. And once again, the thing with the ripple timeline thing. Why is that grayed out by default? Why do I have to do it and then undo it and then do it again? That's just completely fucked. It drives me fucking bonkers. The only thing is, the thing that drives me up the wall even more is that somehow Adobe Premiere Pro seems to be even fucking worse. Not for the actual speeding up thing though. I mean, that went pretty quick. It's in the, program being stable and making sure you can actually save your project before you move on. I've had times when I hit save and the thing would fucking crash as it was trying to save. That's why I moved to Resolve. At least it's a little bit more stable. Resolve also works fucking amazing on an M1 MacBook Air. Like when I'm on the road, when I'm traveling, this is all I bring. I can edit my 4K video on this. No fucking fucking problem at all. There's just a few issues I have with implementation and the interface for things that could make my life a whole lot simpler. So if anybody from Blackmagic Design is watching this, or anybody is involved in the programming of Davinci Resolve, just remember, guys, it's not all about expensive cameras and LUTs. Not all of us are doing narrative film. Some of us are working with this shit day to day and making our livings doing this, and we're relying on you guys to help make our jobs a little bit easier. Because I know I would rather be spending my time doing anything else but sitting there going back and forth across the screen from the audio clip to the inspector, back, forth, ad fucking nauseum to unclick a pitch correction. I mean, this should not be a big thing. The Timebolt thing, though, I think is an absolute must-have in Resolve. Why the fuck that's not happened yet is just beyond me. This is an absolute no-brainer. I don't care what you got to do, guys. Just fucking make it happen. Put your best fucking people on it. Get to it. Because those of us who actually fucking work in social media need to get content out yesterday. We don't need to get it out hours from now. We need to get it done as quickly as humanly fucking possible so we can go enjoy our fucking lives instead of being glued to a fucking screen editing. Seriously, guys, make our lives easier. We will thank you. We will buy your fucking product. Thanks for watching.